What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. So let's talk about it. Yesterday morning, we got to see greatness once again. The monster, Naoya Inoue versus Nery. And this was for all the marbles, the undisputed junior featherweight title. And once again, another fantastic performance. Very dramatic fight. Lots happened in this fight. It was an exciting fight. Going into it, yeah, it's hard not to see a lot of Inouye's fights now as just kind of a foregone conclusion. But in Nery, you're dealing with a champion, a guy that's been there, a guy that's one of the top guys in this division, guy with lots of accomplishments. So you're not dealing with a mug there or a nearly man. You're dealing with a guy that's a champion basically, and at a very high level himself. But Inouye once again just proved that he is kind of a cut above the rest. Certainly when it comes to these lighter divisions, and once again he proved himself here, and he had to prove himself from very early, from the first bell. So first round starts, Inouye's bouncing around. It's a pretty close round. You can see Nery trying to use the southpaw advantage, using that southpaw stance and everything, and Inoue looking very confident, but he confidently in an exchange. I think he slightly dropped his right hand sometimes, as Tim Bradley noted on commentary. Sometimes when he throws punches, if he throws the left, he sometimes drops his opposite hand. So on this occasion, he kind of dropped his right hand, slightly dropped it down, and Nery capitalized on that, came with his southpaw left hook, and Inoue goes down, and you could tell that Inoue was hurt. I don't think he was all that badly hurt, but you could see him on the floor. He looked like he was kind of in shock. He looked like this was a bit of a surprise to him. But at the same time, you've got to give Inoue credit for being a tough guy, because he still kind of looked focused, and you could tell that he's like, okay, I've got this. He looked a little bit of shock in his eyes, a little bit of danger there, where he's like, okay, I'm gonna have to get up now, and he gets up around the count of 8. So he has to come off the floor, and that's a shocker because that's the first time in Inouye's career that he's been down. He's never been down off of any punt. He's been hurt before, of course, but the likes of Nery and others, they may have managed to hurt him, but never been down until yesterday. So yeah, that was a very, very good start for Nery to get that 10-8 round. Great bolster for him. He's away from home. He's in Japan. And for Inoue, that was kind of a disastrous start. But for him, he managed to correct things, as he got caught with that shot, but he manages to correct things in the next round and really and truly even the score, which was kind of disaster for Nery. So it was one of those fights where, as much as yeah, I fancied Inoue to win it big time, but he suffered that knockdown. So I'm like, okay, he's behind a bit here, but he comes back in that second round, and once again he shows his boxing brain as he catches Nery at a time where Nery is trying to go after him. I believe he was actually kind of back towards the ropes. He was sort of on the retreat at the time, and as Nery tries to come in and land some bombs, try to land some power shots, Inoue he kind of squares up. So Nery kind of squares up on Inoue. Inoue takes advantage and just reflexively just throws a nice left hook. It didn't look like he put too much pop on it. There must have been a bit of power in it, but it didn't look like he really leant into it, but just timed it nicely. Bang, and then down goes Nery. Now Nery, he didn't look all that hurt. I felt that it was more to do with his balance than like him being like seriously hurt, ready to go at any moment. So yeah, that happened, and that sort of even the score. So now going into the third round, it was looking like an even fight. I felt Inouye was kind of the guy in ascendancy, kind of the guy in charge. But with the knockdown for Nery's favor, that meant he was ahead. Now we had kind of an even fight. And as it went on, you could see that Inoue was beginning to take over, was beginning to find his rhythm, and he was dominating this fight from the outside. Inoue was using a lot of good basic things, straight punches, and he was making sure that he was landing that straight right hand, which is the what they call the southpaw killer, or the kryptonite to the southpaw. Southpaws don't tend to like the right hand, as it's a punch that orthodox fighters sometimes they abandon the jab and just bang that right hand straight in. And Inoue was doing a lot of that from the outside, landing good power shots. Even able was also to land a jab and sometimes the good 1-2 from the outside, and you could tell that he was just firing on all cylinders. He'd found his groove and he'd found his rhythm, and the fight was definitely in Inoue's favor as it kept going on. So we go into the fifth round, and up until that, as I say, for me, Inoue was leading. Nery, he was having his moments, but the moments were too far and, too far and in between, or whatever the saying is. They were too sort of far apart. The one who was sort of dominating, although he would get caught time to time, Inoue, but he was kind of dominating, winning the battle from the outside, landing the power shots from the outside all the time. So he was kind of winning it from there. And then if that wasn't enough, he cements it once again with another left hook. So again, Nery kind of falls for the same sort of trap again, where he's coming forward, almost kind of rushing in and leaning in. And Inoue is kind of backed up against the ropes, ducking and diving. And it's like he ducks, tries to hit Nery with a left hook. I think he grazes him, or he's kind of just about misses him, but then he doesn't get discouraged by that, as Nery's still wailing. He comes in again, so he misses the first one, then lands another second left hook, this time a powerful one, and down goes Nery again. So now it's the fifth round. Nery goes down again, and you could just see that the writing's on the wall, because this time he did look quite hurt. As the fight was progressing, he did sort of look like he was being broken down round by round. As that's what Inoue does. He kind of breaks his guys down. So again, it was a disaster now for Nery. The writing was on the wall. You felt like, well, there's not much he can do from here. And again, that's how it ended up playing out, because it all ends in the following round. So he's gone down in the fifth round off of a left hook, and in the sixth round, Inoue just sort of continues to dominate, continues to pepper and fire in those long, hard right hands, and he's just lighting up Nery from the outside. Nery is kind of struggling to keep up. He's getting hurt by several shots. I mean, credit to him for being tough and for he could have gone down several times. He did go down several times, but he could have given up or whatever, but he was still strong. He was still coming. He was still, you could tell this guy's a warrior. He still wants to fight, wants to carry on, but it's like every single Inoue attack is just hurting him and damaging him more and more and more. And you could tell that whenever Inoue wants to end this fight's going to end. And that's exactly what happened. As Inoue, you could see Nery was hurt and just banged away at him. Nery just backs up into the ropes. He can really take no more, just trying to hold his hands up and just hope for survival or whatever. And Nery just punches away, bum bum bum, and throws I think it's like a left uppercut, and then he ends it with a right hook this time. So he'd put him down, I think, twice with the left hook. And then this time he lines him up with an uppercut, lead left uppercut, and then a right hook, a little bit after. And Nery is just slumped. You can tell it's like the life's gone out of him. He's completely gone, completely out cold. So it's another brilliant victory for Naoya Inoue. And he is a guy that I believe, along with the commentary, along with a lot of people, that when you watch that guy, you are watching greatness. You're watching sort of modern day greatness. So yeah, big congratulations to Naoya Inoue. He's definitely pound for pound one of them guys, one or two or wherever you put him, but he's one of them guys that, as those guys said, I think it was Joe Tessitore said, that if he was anywhere from welterweight and above, everyone would be saying, yeah, this is pound for pound number one. but because he's lighter, sometimes people don't pay attention to the, junior featherweight division where he is. That's why sometimes people don't recognize. But he's doing fantastic for himself, superstar in Japan, and to the hardcore boxing fans who know their boxing, he's a superstar. And he's a modern day great fighter. So great performance by him. Salute to Nery for his bravery, for giving it a go, giving it his all. And, unfortunately for him, he come up short. But yeah, credit to Inoue. Fantastic performance and great fight to watch. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. And until next time, it's MKO Pugilism over and out.